Yesterday on OneSoccer, we kicked off Canada's CONCACAF Gold Cup campaign. They defeated Martinique 4-1, but it was a bit of a shaky start, 10-minute mark. It was Martinique who actually struck first. Passing wasn't all that great with Canada. Goes back, whoopsie, in the net. Before you know it, it's the unranked Martinique up 1-0, but then Canada responds 3 goals inside 10 minutes. Later in the match, another goal to seal the 4-1 victory. So Gareth, when you're looking at this, you called the game. When you look at this win, 4-1 looks fantastic, but overall, the full 90 minutes, how would you rate it for Canada?
7.5, 8 out of 10. I thought it had some very good moments, and I'm with John Herdman what he said post-match about just like conceding first. If we're really truly going to be building towards September, you need those difficult moments. I think in World Cup qualifying, things might have come a little bit too easy. So facing a little bit of adversity, yeah, absolutely. I think that you're starting to see a full squad develop, with players like Junior Hoylett, who didn't do as much during World Cup qualifying, featuring prominently. Same thing with Tajon Buchanan, who just started to emerge. So you're starting to see some faces in different positions. I thought Kamal Miller stepped in. He was very good over his time on the field. And I think that these accrued experiences, bringing these players together, maybe playing in a similar way, but different players trying to execute, game patterns and game plans, I think it pretty much went to script. I think that they could have had 5 or 6 really in the first half. Second half, the pressure was off. They were in control of the game. So yeah, 7.5, 8 out of 10 seems fair.
Okay.
Yeah, it went to plan. It was job well done. I know I'm probably not supposed to say this as an analyst, but it was one of those games where, like, can you really take that much out of it? Can you really assess that much kind of real meaning out of this game? I'm not sure you really can. They gave a goal away, and I mean they gave a goal away. I don't think they really got scored on. They coughed one up through their own mistakes there, and then they got back in the game and took control and won the game as you'd expect them to. So for me, the biggest takeaway coming out of this game wasn't really anything I saw on the fields. It was this team needs bigger tests. Like, I just don't think there's anything left to learn or to prove against Martinique and teams like that. We need to start seeing Canada play against stronger opposition, and that's where the next step and the development of this team is going to come.
Well, Ollie, and you had alluded to it, Gareth, I think that's why John Herdman, he used the word please, and he actually chuckled when he was asked about Martinique scoring that goal in the 10th minute, because it's part of those learning lessons where he said, nah, I'm happy we actually scored, because now it's the wake-up call, right? It's knowing that you still have to do certain things and work, and we brought this up in our post-game show, Ollie, where sometimes a coach, when a team is doing really well, kind of smirks when something doesn't go their way, because now he can use that as a teachable moment. So, I mean, do you agree with Herdman, or would you have preferred to have seen the clean sheet?
I think it's good if it doesn't matter, right? Like, we can sit here with hindsight and say that they won the game 4-1, and so they got away with making a mistake, and so now it becomes a teachable moment, right? If they lose the game, then no one's talking about teachable moments and learning from mistakes. But yeah, I think it's something that now they can kind of look back on and assess what happened. I don't think it's going to take that much breaking down to assess what happens, but maybe if it just allows the group to put a bit more focus, and it helps Herdman to convince the players to put a little bit more focus on, concentration, on, good decisions when they're building out of the back and having the ball in their own defensive thirds, that'll help the team going forwards. But as I say, it's probably one we would be talking about in a different way if the game had gone differently.
Exactly. The result in this case matters. Heading into the game, though, knowing that Alphonso Davies is not going to be part of the team dealing with an ankle injury, we wondered, how's that left side going to look? Gareth, cue Tajon Buchanan.
Great. What a brilliant performance. He was the man of the match, right? He brought excitement, efficiency. No matter what defender they played, like, Buchanan was a step faster, a move quicker. He was bright throughout the game. This just opens the door and creates incredible possibilities for John Herdman when he gets Alphonso Davies back in the team. If Tajon Buchanan can play left wing back, and you can play Alphonso Davies in a front three, like, aren't you salivating? If you're any team, if Canada's going to play on the ball, they're comfortable on the ball with players like Eustachio, Kay, Atiba, Scott Arfield coming back into the team. You have players that can control the game. And if you attack with Buchanan and Davies down that left-hand side, I'm not sure how any other team in CONCACAF copes with that, to be fair. So that's what gets you thinking. It's not just about this game in isolation where you have the moves, the style, the class, but it's about what this can be. And, you know, we might settle that debate because of Tajon Buchanan, where best Alphonso Davies actually plays for the Canadian men's national team.
Some other results from the Gold Cup, which started this past weekend. Mexico drew versus Trinidad and Tobago, and two other teams in Canada's group, USA, Haiti. USA squeaking out the 1-0 victory over Haiti. So Canada, when you look at their attack, scoring the 4 goals, their 4-1 victory. Ollie, would you just say with their, at least in game 1, having the most impressive win, that they are your favorites to win the Gold Cup?
No, I'm not ready to say they're favourites yet. I think that's still Mexico, obviously, by a stretch. But have their chances improved a little bit? You could maybe make that argument based on the way the first few games have gone. I certainly think the US, I look at that US team and I think it can be vulnerable. I think it lacks attacking quality, you know, players who can really pick an organised defence apart. I do like Canada's chances in that game. But Mexico, for me, has it maybe got a bit more possible that someone could beat them? Now Chucky Lozano's out for the tournament? Yeah, maybe. But that one, for me, is the team that is still the prohibitive favourite. And it's going to be a case of, you know, can someone beat Mexico, either in the final or earlier on in the tournament? And if it is earlier, that's going to open the field up to several teams that could potentially win. But Mexico, for me, is still quite clear of the pack.
And some very good players are going with the Mexican side to the Olympics as well. So... look, I'm encouraged, honestly, especially by the way the other game in the group went, Haiti, United States. Like this USA team really struggled against the very same side which Canada looked pretty comprehensive against in World Cup qualifying. So absolutely, this gives you a shot in the arm when you're trying to think about the pathway that Canada might take. Final Four is realistic, and perhaps because this isn't the strongest Mexican side, this isn't the strongest American side, it opens up for some upsets in this tournament. That's what can make this tournament help take it to another level if it's not always predictable USA, Mexico in the end. And, you know, this time around, I think the door is open for someone else to go through it. And why not Canada?